And welcome back.
How long could you have done that? Maybe they just
I could have
told
done
you
it
there
for
for a second.
real long time.
Can we get your longest yeah boy ever?
No.
No, that would probably take a while.
I'll take yours.
I'm not going to do that this stream.
Okay.
Yeah,
Watch,
it probably
you're the one who
takes a
brought it
while.
up.
I was hoping you'd be out of breath. Okay, so we just finished the last map, 16-8.
So nice little smackdown.
Yeah,
from Liquid.
SmackDown.
Did you get to watch that? Josh?
No.
No?
I saw a few rounds, but I tuned out once I realized that we were out of the tournament. So
Yeah.
I needed like a mental break.
No,
Fair
that's
enough.
I had
totally
it.
fine. That's totally fair.
Hey, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm here. I'm joining you guys for a bit.
All right.
Cool,
That's
man.
cool.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just
You don't have
I figured
to. Just
I figured
watch it
Steel would
over
give a
us.
lot better insight. I feel like
You don't think we can handle it?
Well, it just gets a little too hot in here. But these two do on the couch, and then like it's
to.
too
And the
much.
jacket
sometimes.
that you're wearing and everything.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's
Well,
fine.
you got the
Jason,
glasses
thank
on.
you.
You got something to hide.
It's
bro?
chilly in here. You go outside, you're in the sun, you get a little sunburns. Like, fuck.
I mean, I don't know about that. I get sweaty. I go outside and come in. I'm like sweaty now.
Partially, that's because everyone's running around like madmen on the basketball court, like we're in the prison yard.
Well,
There's a lot of
know
basketball.
anything
That
about that?
escalated quickly.
I've never been on the prison yard or anything. But I've seen some
Prison
movies.
showers?
There's like Netflix specials and that type of stuff. So basically, connoisseur at this point.
I still want to see some 2v2 team pickup games here from the basketball, like Team Liquid versus, Team Renegades.
Stu and Nitro made a pretty good case.
During your last series, there was one.
Oh, really? Yeah, but I want to see it on air, like
Okay.
in
Oh,
between
you
games.
want to like commentate it?
No, like in between games, like through the commercial, we get some
Live cam it.
some donation games going. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want a camera out there where the fun's supposed to happen.
yeah, there's
There's a lot
lots
of-
of different kinds of fun that happens outside.
What do you mean? Well, there's cornhole, there's basketball,
Exactly.
and then
Screen.
we
That's a
variety.
there's frisbees.
Josh, any
There was
thoughts?
more added yesterday afternoon, actually. Hockey was added to the equation.
Oh, hockey
which
outside.
somehow,
They put
in
a-
a symbiotic way, both the basketball players and the hockey players were playing on the same exact place. So, like, I'm still trying to work it out, all the math to it.
And the goalie was
Everybody
like
lived. It was nuts.
The goalie was a Dota character with cutouts.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it was
Oh, I saw
And
that.
each hole was worth
Okay.
a point.
It was
Basically,
Axe, I
mini
think.
putt
Axe?
at this point.
in a way.
Well, that's
Anyways,
lovely.
Liquid Renegades map 2. It's
Dust
gonna be
2,
Dust
baby.
2.
How about that?
Yeah, this is a good map for Liquid.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Do we think? Well,
There's a
you
strong
say
case
that.
for that.
Well, you say that when you say that, though, you make it sound like it's gonna be like 16-2. Is that what we're looking at?
No, it's not gonna be like.
Okay.
You can't ever predict like a complete domination, especially against like Renegades. Like they're good enough that this isn't gonna be that bad.
In terms of odds, so we are looking at a lot. Maybe a 16-8, 69. Not even double digits here.
Based
from
on Renegades yesterday on Dust 2, this is like a 80-20 to me. If like
That's
Liquid
what I
are
mean.
playing as good as
Yeah.
they are.
You
on
mean
Nuke.
against us or against? Did they
No,
play
no.
again?
Was it? Oh, was it versus you?
We played them right, like a tight match, 16-13 or something.
Yeah,
no, we played them
You
really
did.
tight.
yeah,
Yeah,
you beat them, yeah.
yeah. That was the round. We
Look at the
we were
smirk
talking
over
about
here.
that one.
That was
it was
the
round.
Smooya one at
Yes,
Car.
yep.
Yeah.
There was a lot of opportunities for Ghost because of the rotation, like a lot of the long takes from Smooya. I don't remember a whole lot of rounds, but I do remember the actual game. Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of actual games,
me and
ladies and
Josh
gentlemen,
talked
here
about it
is
yesterday.
Team Liquid versus the Renegades in the first round of the map.
Wow,
Thank you for
MPR.
joining us at Beyond the Summit.
Alicia's being real cheeky.
Oh,
Yes,
they
he
hear him though.
is.
Jeez, they might be able to see blood sometimes when they shoot through the smoke.
I think
as well.
I think he was a little bit farther outside where they couldn't tell. Don't think he was quite in the middle.
Yeah.
It might just be a read, like, hey, someone might just sit here and as soon as they
what
hit
a
him once.
fucking shot.
That's a flash. Swiss will have to go massive to make up for that.
that is
one. Oh,
great
the dip,
movement.
Duck, dodge, dive, and dive.
Does
Duck.
that negate that sick one tap?
Dodge, duck, dip,
Does it
dive, and
negate it?
dodge.
There we go.
I
It's
heard-
dodge twice.
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
4 ducks. I feel
It's
like
a hard shot.
dip, duck, quack, dodge, and dive.
You got to give credit where credit's due. Whoever
Yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
from Renegades who was just doing that, full blind, reloading his gun, just ducking up and down, spinning his mouse around, like that actually
Creating
brought that
havoc.
creates so much space for the rest of the
Yeah.
team to come up and kill Twist. Like Twist was out of ammo, and he's just gonna die because of that.
And like we said, it's always about the details, right? The
Yeah,
small things. You gotta
like
do all of it.
that's huge. Like, great, he didn't get a kill there. Maybe he almost like died or could have died because of it, but like he got the team the win just from that creating that space because of that movement. So that's a huge play.
A lot of times teams go towards long on the anti-ecos on T side. When you see scouts, does that change that? You think if they had initially thought to go long, do you get more scared of long when you hear scouts?
Not really. I think long in this iteration of the map with the double cross smokes is a lot more popular than like before. Before you would want to do like a deep CT spawn smoke, and then maybe you do like a smoke over here. You could do that from the barrel outside long. Drop a few mollies, some flashes, but I think because force buys are so strong in the current meta, it's kind of you don't want to go cat. You don't want to go into like, I don't know. I don't know, because Renegades is going cat right here, so what do I know?
They're giving it a shot. I mean, they
Yeah.
might very well lose. It's going to be first scout shot here for Nitro. It misses a bit, and there's definitely a couple of players that are spotted, and his anchor support here in Twist ended up dying. Smooya didn't even realize that wasn't his teammate. Catches Stewie falling back, looking backwards as he dropped in from the cat play in the beginning, and flicks to kill Naf as well. So it looks like the
Naf
goes just fine.
Naf saved, so they'll have an op on that first gun round as well.
That's a big find. So why would you...
Going cat's just scary unless you have a read on the setup. Like if you see, okay, Liquid did a force buy, they have scouts, they're peeking mid with scouts. That's probably an indication that they're not doing a full A stack. So right there, you know, they force spot and they're peeking mid. They're not stacked to A, so we could do a cat exec. But if you want to go up cat against a potential force, potential full save, and you don't have that info and you're going up cat and there's like a goose, ramp, game helper, deep long, and CT spawn setup, and then you're just going out and taking all these fights and they're just like pouncing on you all at once, that gets scary.
Sometimes it can be hard to get across then.
Yeah.
Half-Life's got one single smoke, as sometimes you just have to do to be able to cross, or to make it seem like you're not crossing or whatever it is. So here they'll have 3 CTs going out. It's default. Oh, it's actually 4 that have crossed to the right side, and Stewie gets killed trying to get to pit.
Stewie just flipping a coin, making the run.
So they're gonna do the double long smokes now. So they're gonna do 2 smokes at the CT spawn cross, 1 close and 1 deep, just so that there's a full wall of smoke. Probably add a Molotov onto the double boxes on site, and then someone should be sitting here way back playing anti-flash for CTs to just come pouring through. Looks like they're just gonna get murdered through the smoke though. It doesn't really matter. Just USPs for Team Liquid. I mean, I don't even know like what the purpose of Liquid's idea, like what their intentions were. Was it to kill as many Renegades people as possible, or try to get an AK and save? It looked like they were just trying to do damage.
You think they look for that timing, like as there's lots of noise, that they try to flash and just be a part of the chaos?
Yeah, if they know that Renegades is going to smoke and instantly cross with the smokes, if you have a good timing flash towards ramp and then you come through the smoke all at the same time, it could get really hectic, and then you could get like 2 kills out of it, 3 kills. Like
Then you never know what happens from there.
yeah, and then you know that leads to a round win, or you just get murdered.
Sloppy.
altogether.
That was just an elbow. It was like his flash animation. He had just his elbow sticking out, and that
Felt like
that
Interp.
got taken out. In Interp on land. Yeah.
Yeah.
See something new every day. There's a pretty important kill here for the Renegades. So they started off hot. They lose nothing. There's no trade potential. They have Jock for position at mid. Stewie's taking just a slightly depressed angle here.
Legit, Stewie loves this angle. Stewie plays this angle so much with an AUG in mid.
Is there something about where you come up to the wall and start to clear CT that
yeah,
allows
he,
you to
he
shoot
just,
them?
he feels so confident in that off angle.
Okay,
He's missed the timing now, though. Okay,
Oh,
that smoke
okay.
gave it away.
So now he's got to fall back, try to isolate choke points, or just push out. The flash here from both him and his teammate,
Oh,
but he
no.
only does damage, and that might not be enough. Nitro will now have to decide between 2 additional choke points, and he gets flashed out and eventually sprayed down with the AK, leaving 2 CTs that have no chance for retaking.
You really hate to see that. I think Stewie likes that angle because it's slightly elevated from the rest of the angles, but also he's far enough away from the closest wall to him that if Ts are walking out, Stewie's going to see them first.
Yeah.
And with an AUG and the scoped up AUG especially, I think it's a pretty good fight for the CTs, especially if it's not like, as long as Renegades doesn't just smoke spawn, flash out, and just run out mid to B just willy-nilly, I think Stewie's pretty good to get the one kill and dip.
Do you get time to dodge a flash? Do you, like, if it comes over the wall, is that...
The most likely flash would probably be through the door, but I don't know if a flash would go deep enough to get that angle. I haven't really tested it, to be honest, so I'm not sure.
Well, definitely everyone has like their favorite angles, the ones that they've just had success with in the past. So a point of comfort for him. Renegades have 4 rounds. And here we're going to see the mid take from the other perspective potentially. Yeah, so Stewie gets killed in the doorway.
Just good flashes.
Yeah, so he...
The staggered flashes
Yeah.
were beautiful.
So
As
it's like
they kept
Nitro
going.
tossed one over
Yep.
window, and then he tossed one
No,
through
I
the
meant
door.
from Renegades as they
Renegades,
went
yeah.
up, yeah.
Okay.
Like as soon as Jacob's going window, flash comes over that
And
he
then
can take
Nitro-
the fight,
yep.
and Nitro gets completely blind.
That's a good way to isolate B. So they take that 5v4, they turn it into a very convincing round wins. Good signs for the Renegades. NAF holds on to an op. I don't know if they know about it. Do they know about it?
Yeah, they know that Liquid saved 2 players. They'd have to like assume that he saved an op. I don't know if he got a kill with it last round, but they know that 2 weapons were saved for sure.
We'll see how carefully they play the anti-eco in that case, or anti-force or half or whatever it is. NAF's got just this very acute angle between both the mid doors as they do their due diligence to try to just catch someone falling back out of where that Molotov was attempting to isolate. Twist is all alone with this M4 and gets a ton of damage off on the spray, but only ends up with 1 kill. Still dangerous spot here as Naf makes sure to help out his teammate. Nitro's up close, so will they predict this, and will it matter? He's still in a pretty good spot to do some damage. Ends up taking out the target behind the one I think that was intended.
Oh, I can't believe he got
So
hit.
now he falls back even
Holy
further.
shit.
He was definitely aiming for Jacob and then accidentally got Smoothie, who was low health in the back there.
Get accidented, kid. That's what he says. So he can escort a teammate out long.
I think the AWP is coming long as well, so they're going to expect the deagle. Jacob wouldn't take this angle against an AWP. Exactly. They're out on the ramp. This is tough.
Wow. Oh, chance there. That was a chance, yeah. He wanted to catch it on cycle if possible. He's trying to isolate the 1v1, but he doesn't know where the second CT's coming from until the Molotov comes out. He's taking damage through the box. Would be really tough for him to lose this fight because it could have still been around that they could have won. Unfortunate. I mean,
That's such a sick save round, though. I mean, the idea to have the one player with a pistol behind those stairs and then a flashbang far back, and then you have the M4 get into action. That's such a nice setup to have.
do they do that because they saw that Renegades had tried Cat on the eco round or anti-eco in the past?
I think it's just a nice setup with their weapon.
Yeah, Liquid does like to favor Cat, like 2-3 Cat a lot, especially. I think it was just like they decided to play there, especially with Naf at mid, peeking through mid. If Naf sees that there's like multiple Renegades players there, then Liquid could do like a pounce on Renegades. But I think what Renegades' biggest issue there was, after Smoothie got his first pick, it felt like it was just like people just, 3 of them decided to swing all at the same time, and they got a lot of like collateral damage happening on them at the same time, and that's what Liquid got. Like that's how Nitro was able to pick off Smoothie, because Smoothie took too much damage.
Oh my god. Really committing to that Molotov. So yeah,
That's a bad time.
kind of a cluster.
Spawn
But
drops
yeah,
with the
Azure
beat.
successfully makes his way into middle, and that's going to help his teammates who don't have to clear CT spawn anymore. So they're going to run out quickly towards the door, and now it'll be these two choke points that have a ton of pressure on them. They're not expecting them to move this quickly. Nitro's also taken a ton of HP, so wow, Renegades worked their way into B once again.
They never saw the mid split. All they saw was Azza maybe jumping off catwalk in that spawn smoke. They could never actually see that it was coming in, so Liquid had no idea.
It's because that CT spawn smoke at
Yeah.
A side
Hides the information
It hides
as well.
it all. So that's great. That's I like that strat a lot, actually.
Then I mean, even with Azza taking all that damage, even if that B split hadn't been successful, his HP like kind of didn't matter because you have such a strong position in CT spawn.
Yeah, you could just sit there and you just hold the rotation. So if Liquid wants to rotate to B to retake, they have to either push through long or come off cat. And if they're going to do either, they're going to have to make noise. And then you just have all this rotation info. And then like even if Azure ends up dying eventually, he just has all the info. Hey, they're coming here.
If you're Liquid, if you're Renegades, what's stopping you from trying that again? Just the fact that Liquid might be more aware?
Liquid's probably going to start playing more towards cat, whether it be 1, 2, or 3 people. They're going to not allow Renegades to keep abusing cat. So maybe Liquid starts with 1 person long. Maybe they just smoke mid cross, have 1 person go B by themselves, and then 2 people play cat right off the rip with a fast cat.
Renegades have given so much love to cat. I'm surprised myself that they went for it so quickly. I'm just like, I don't even think Liquid are going to play here this round. Just went right into the mid to B split, and it ended up working out really well. So there's another full buy here. Liquid only have 1 round in this map, and we've talked a lot about the standings, and it felt like after last map this was going to be a wash, but they're off to a very, very bad start.
Something to note here, actually, is Liquid's picked up the second op now, so that having an op towards B really helps with the mid to Bs. It's really difficult to deny an opper who's at the window, a CT opper at the window watching for mid to Bs.
B has been kind of a problem here for Liquid. Is that triple? No, just
a double.
2 people.
Oh, dear.
Misses another shot. Another opportunity lost, and you can expect that they'll just tighten up even further.
nice
Good timing.
Oh, pretty decent grenade in the lower, and there's an Xbox smoke that Naf is trying to abuse. They've also got a second op that could potentially have the T's forget about having run into. They get overly aggressive. Wow.
That's an overextension, I think.
peeking
Yeah,
right
well
after into
overextended.
Stewie.
I think like Stewie knows, like, oh, they were B tunnels, they were head stacks, so there's at least 2 there, maybe even 3. You don't really want to just have 2 upper and no one watching lower. So Stewie peeking into that without like flashing over is kind of like risky.
Look how much attention is pulled away. This boost is too late. You're gonna get one. Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
bomb.
That's a
Oh my
bomb.
god.
That changes
it's
everything.
into the
Do
smoke,
they know?
so they can either go and get it fast or just be really scared of the fact that the boost is still in play. But it looks like they're going to go for the former, and
Yeah,
Azur's
Liquid knows.
just in front of it. Yeah, but they've done some damage through the wall.
If they push upper B, I'm going to love this play.
Man.
If Liquid starts pushing upper B, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, and the T's seem somewhat indecisive, or at least a little bit worried.
Hi.
Liaz gets killed from the flank, and now they know, like, Liquid have so much information. They're going to get squeezed into a B play that they don't want to have a part of. There's still 2 people dedicated to the site. One of them goes down for free. Nitro will have it all to do. He comes in with the AUG spray, and he's stopping them dead in their tracks. He gets 3 and makes it easy. They didn't even have time to get to the bomb plant zone at that point.
As James said a few rounds ago, it's all in the small details. So right there, as soon as the bomb was down, instantly Liquid just like, you know what, let's just get the hell out of here. Let's get into B. Twist started pushing through long. One player from Liquid stayed by mid doors just to be like, hey, we're still here, shot through the doors, whatever, but Nitro is already repositioned here. Twist comes through, gets the palm tree, flanks one player, instantly dips. He doesn't stay around, tries to get another kill. He just gets the hell out of there. Renegades still thinks, oh, you know what, maybe Liquid's still close to mid doors. They go out B, but the 2 Liquid players are already there. Incoming long rush, wow.
Oh, man, they're moving quick. And the AUG seem to be the kings here as the Molotov helps out a little bit. CT's moving into their more dedicated spots. Twist tries to fall back, dies again without getting a kill, but it's already 4v2.
It's like that you just lost a bad round, so you just tilt and you're just like, you know what, fuck it, let's long rush.
They go
Yeah,
off of spawns.
That's such an easy little trap to fall into. Josh.
And now you're even more killed because you lost this round too.
Is Dust 2 still like really spawn based when you guys are playing, or
Yeah, for sure. Especially like if you have an op spawn, you want to take it. If you have long spawns, you want to take it. Not so much B spawns anymore. I think it's really easy to shut down a B rush now that people understand how like Molotovs work and everything.
So with that round, or with that in mind, provided this round just kind of just falls apart, but do you as a CT have to decide on gamble whether or not you go for a 3 long setup, since you know it could just be a spawn that dictates whether or not they go?
But you should always start off with almost 3 spawn, right? Because you will have full vision if they go cat fast or not based on the mid guy, if they drop suicides. Like, there shouldn't be, unless you have like an aggressive play in catwalk, you shouldn't really be taking over long right off the bat and like really fighting for it. Because otherwise, let's say you take over long and let's say they push cat, you've lost the round here essentially, right? If it's like a super quick A split. So you either fight there or you have to fall back.
Yeah.
You have to fight catwalk after.
If you play to stop the long rush as CT, you need 3 there. But if you think that it's going to be a long rush because there's smoke over and then like more than 3 flashes, you can always bail and get back to cat. And then the guys that cross to B, they should tell you if the T's could be cat or not by then.
Because as soon as at least if you know that he could be up cat, it changes everything. If once Stewie now hears like, hey, it's clear cat, they can fight long all they want, or they can also have the option to fall back if they want to, right? Because Stewie knows that there's no one cat. So like they will have the time here to actually fall back.
But they probably won't fight long if it's just 2 people.
Exactly. Then they will definitely make that option of like falling back. Maybe even they make the play of pushing cat and then pushing mid to like take over mid instead.
Because if it's only too long, then you've put like your 3rd A guy would be cat already,
Right,
so
exactly.
that's safe. Or they would be double starting mid, in which case,
Yeah, it's a
Oh, he
bare
flashed
bones
himself.
setup
Oh,
here.
okay,
But
then.
yeah, Goose actually seems to be a pretty powerful spot. He's got assistance in Naf, who can switch to the sidearm, put those players to bed.
Renegades is having a good TF though. I mean, some of these fights that Liquid are taking aren't as crisp as they were on Nuke. I think there's like real opportunity here for Renegades.
We'll see if they can continue that. They just lose four rounds in a row, or no, it's 1 to 4, 1 to
It's
5,
3 in a row. 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Okay, so we're back on kind of even
2 gun rounds
footing.
under Nico, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 ops will be the threat of the hour for the Renegades. They have to get kind of tags on these 2, try not to get opt in the process. Smooya's been off and on with the shots he's hit so far, some of these openings, so he'll have another chance to shine. It seems like his aggressive cat setup from the CTs, his attention will turn slightly and they'll push forward. Will the flash come out from top mid? Bomb's getting into position now, after image flash on Naf, and he's really creasing into this angle. A Molotov to try to shy the offer off. Nade to help them get position. Shot through the railing on JKS for 50 damage, and then they'll fall off.
It's not bad. That's
like-
some good early aggression. They called it safe
Yeah.
as well. They bailed out before it got dangerous. They
I
did
mean,
their damage.
It still could have been a little dangerous. Like since Naf was in a position where he could have been flashed and then killed by a lower B guy, that was still kind of sketchy. But I like how they're just, you know what, we don't see anything yet. We know that Smooya just took damage in a Molotov close mid. Let's get the fuck out.
The one downside is it used a lot of their utility.
Yes.
Now look where they are. There's a pop flash for Nitro. Oh, that smoke
it's actually
really
good.
ruined Liaz. That's sick.
Imperative. Plumes right in his face, and Azur gets dinked as well, so Twist will now have another opportunity to try to make amends.
I think that was a Renegade smoke.
It is. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, they do it so that anyone on A site or like car from
Can't
from
help,
behind, they
help
can't
them.
when they
help.
hard
Yeah.
clear
Specifically
pit.
so they can clear pit, huh?
Yeah.
And then it ends up pluming a
We
little
did
bit
that
too
to
far.
clear the same guy in pit the other day against him.
No, it's a valid strat.
How'd
No,
it go for you guys?
We killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Fuck yeah, you did.
And now
Was
we're
that-
out of the tournament.
Maybe we shouldn't have killed him. No, I'm kidding.
Well, there's a trade-off to everything. At least you got that win.
Yeah,
No,
we
but
got
it's
that-
valid.
We got
you,
that
you
kill.
do the same smoke when you rush long. It's the same kind of smoke.
Yeah.
You block the corners. You get that angle. You get the initial one. Because
Yeah.
once the pit guy's dead, you have long. Now
yeah.
you have the option: drop one down long, fall back, take over cat. There's so many options here now. Like as soon as the CTs know that there could be one down pit, this changes everything now because they're nervous because now if they come up cat, they have nowhere to hide other than bomb sites.
Twist Flash was critical too. Nitro just had to like readjust at the last moment as Twist Flash popped, and it might have saved his life. So that's big. I think in terms of impact, Twist has had like a rough showing so far. Like at least on this map, he's been getting traded out like pretty quickly by the Renegades when they go for map control. Push into lower here from Nafly. They're gonna run into this. Oh, it's just pistols, so they might take some liberties. And yeah, that's one they'll regret.
It's pretty bold though. Naf could have easily gone down if that was like a quicker peek. You know, like a lucky deagle shot or something, or a pre-fire.
Yeah, do you think that's kind of
This is definitely way too risky.
yikes? Yeah, they know it's pistols too, right? So maybe just
This
on
is
a hot
where
streak.
we separate the men from the eco hunters.
Here's a question for you guys: do you feel like because of the AUGs and again the auto sniper wasn't used all too much, but we don't see it at all anymore?
The auto sniper,
Almost.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It's
your
come-
boy
I-
Get Right's not using it anymore for some reason.
I think,
But I feel like it's always
the
been a decent
map.
gun.
I think it was map dependent. Like the auto sniper was primarily used on train.
Mirage too.
Oof.
Ramp.
Yeah, Mirage was.
B-site's actually
Both
taken.
of them. Both of them.
This might not be that easy to get in. They have no nades to retake. They've got no smoke for tunnel or the door, but it's actually the same thing for the T, so they can't cross. Okay,
I think it's
false
the cost.
You think so? It's
I
too
think
expensive.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Because I like the auto sniper in the sense of like I think it works for one round as like a surprise buy of like for example like a
Yeah.
Mirage A for example. If you buy like that gun almost like wins you around I feel like, but next round once they know it,
Yeah.
they know how to somewhat counter it. But I feel like because of these scopes, it has made it a little bit worse.
It's used on this map on T side.
Okay.
When you have map point.
right.
Yeah, when
sure.
you have match
if you have a
point.
lot of money,
Yeah,
yeah.
or
go ahead.
One
Yeah.
round per
Yeah,
game.
And you have
One
Tarek on
round.
the
No,
other team, and you
overtime.
know he's gonna peek mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just start spamming the doors.
No, but I feel like we have
yeah, the
definitely
AUG
seen
and the
less
Krieg definitely make it
Right.
less.
viable in that sense.
Isn't it more nerve-wracking having such a powerful gun that costs so much money too? You're like, if I die, it's gonna be very embarrassing.
You never think about that, do you? You
Yeah,
buy
you
that
can't
gun
if
with
you're
a
gonna win,
vision
I
right?
mean,
in
Yeah.
mind
but let's
of
be
a
honest
triple
though,
kill.
it is a really strong weapon.
Yeah, it's
right.
strong.
But like because the scopes, you will probably only get the one person unless you're like lucky and get like a bunch of headshots.
The nade dump that is Cat, they take some damage.
I think it's safer to pick fall with an op. Just get your kill,
Right,
fall, and then
yeah, and fall,
you know,
it's more
repeat or
safer.
something.
Because the damage is more like a scout. You need
Yeah.
like the two hits.
Why do they nade? Oh, sorry, is the T's at Molotov?
And
doors.
unless you headshot everyone with the auto sniper, like
Yeah.
if two people swing at you at the same time and you need a 2 bullet,
But
the
I
first
feel like
guy,
it's still
you're gonna die
valuable.
too quick.
I saw it because the weapons does so much damage on like maps that you do get the choke. Like for example, train. I think in the bombs is still valuable. Like you have
Yeah.
the smokes and just holding down like mouse one
Through
when
a
they
smoke,
down.
yeah.
when they run down ramp of getting all these hits that does 60 damage. There's a lot of damage going.
So
through,
that
right?
that would be good, yes. But then, okay, so let's say you have like, is that one of your like? Do you have an op, an auto sniper, and then 3 more rifles? Because what if they come down?
I think it's a
without
flex
doing
buy.
smoke? What if
Yeah.
they come down without a smoke, right?
No, exactly. I think it's a flex buy. You wouldn't
I
have 2 ops and an auto snipe, for
Yeah.
example. It's
Whoa.
like between the opper.
Oh, that's a
Actually,
nice
they
shot.
gave
And
that
then-
up.
And then on top of that, I think what it comes down to is I think people's aim these days compared to like 2014 is way better. That you can't just sit there with an auto snipe and one tap people, like shoot people across the map. You'll get one tapped
Sure.
like much quicker these days.
So has the weapon not really been used? Because I do feel
Auto
like
sniper.
I'm not saying obviously this year, right? But like I feel like
It's
there
not
was.
really used all that much.
Yeah,
no, I
no,
feel like there
yeah.
was a case, even after Get Right, that we had more and more people start using it
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Ivy on train was used
Right,
so
Ivy
often
on train,
back in the day.
yeah.
The old train where you could shoot under the train to feet, that was the
Yeah,
biggest thing.
that's
That was
true
like,
too.
I think it's because like if you use it on that map, you use it on train because of that specific instance, then you'll be more comfortable using the gun on other maps as well.
Sure,
But
yeah.
if you don't use it on train and then there's no like main map to use it on, then it's like there's no maps that you would really use it on because it's just not in your comfort zone.
I can see that.
How'd you never really have that much money like that? That gun is like two
So
buy
expensive.
rounds.
Really
isn't it?
expensive,
It's fucked
yeah.
up.
Yeah, even buying the op, sometimes there's teams that are just not buying it on T side at all, just because of how many more buy rounds you get, if you don't need it, of course. If it's not part of the plan. There's they've got a lot of nades. Renegades know what to do on rounds like these.
This is going to be a slow round, though. They're going to give Smooya as much time as possible for this AWP.
Last round they did the cat
peek that.
smokes.
Don't
They
peek
made it
that.
look like a 5 cat, but then they dropped and went mid B quick.
He's going to peek that.
Do you think they end up going back mid B? Everyone and their mother has a mid B smoke on an eco round.
I think
right?
when they spot this position, I think they're just going to go forward. They're going to try and catch him at an awkward,
Oh, boy.
awkward retreat.
After you get flashed, he could take one shot and die. There's a number of ways that this could be really bad for how aggressive he is, but he can fall forward as well. So there's a flash high and backwards. No, fall back to car and forfeit the site completely. It's going to be a retake. Was that just good nades that allowed them to get up that quickly?
Naf was the only one defending it, and he was
Yeah.
in such an advanced position he could just take one shot and dip. Couldn't stick around for a fight.
Was that a hole in the setup for?
No, I think
It's
Liquid's
it's
playing-
designed to be a
yeah.
retake in that setup.
Like especially with the way that Naf fell back, like he took
Yeah.
that shot and he instantly just flashed to ensure that he could make it away, and then got away. He didn't stick around to get another shot. He didn't stick around to see what was happening. He just bounced.
Not only that, but he rotated and watched cave. Here we go.
Oh, he got to hit that shot. Smooth took a big risk running in through that Molotov, and Lias can try to go supernova with the deagle, but it's not going to
the
work
timing.
out. Yeah, flank comes
But
in
the
just
bomb's
as
gonna
he
get
gives
the
that up.
fuse, so there's nothing that Jacob can do. But
Holy smokes!
denying that
Wait,
op
they
is
just
pretty
started
big.
it now. They don't
Actually
have
ran
it. They don't have
Oh
it. They
my
never
God,
got on
didn't
it.
have the kids.
No one ever got on
They
it.
had 3 kids.
No, it's no one communicated who was defusing it. The tap came in way too late.
Damn. I didn't realize they were playing more FPL these days.
Dude, Kassad is literally in there right now going.
You're losing hair, right?
Yeah.
Or he's
That-
happy actually.
That's a
They-
gift. There's also the rage buy of a 3-up setup.
You know what?
Sorry, not Kassad.
Is that
Adren.
actually a rage
Adren,
buy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he dropped. He's no, he has. So
I
much
think
money, doesn't
3
he?
up. I think
There's only 2 rounds left, and he has enough money. He's gonna buy it, take a shot, maybe.
Everybody get a kill is what they call. Twist looks for a spam. It's great to get one, I suppose. Liaz and Azur combined for 2 out long. They've been pretty, like, on their long takes, it's been pretty 50-50. Like, they either just win out or go 2
But
for
you get-
2.
Yeah.
Naf needs
That's
to get
always
out
the
of this.
gamble, though, because like it always comes down to the positioning of the CTs. Because like Renegades make this call because they have a good spawn towards long. But if Liquid has the same, that's also why you say the Launders like the 50-50.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, and that call is actually really hard to make as like the people holding long on the CT side.
Man.
Because if you have a bad spawn, you have to come down pit. If you're not down pit and they're out, you almost lose long. You have to make the decision of falling back spawn / going up cat.
Did they just respond to the smoke that landed on default? Because they were, like, walking up, they saw the smoke, they
They
fall
didn't
back.
like it. Yeah,
So
didn't
they're
like
just
it at all.
going to wait it out.
This isn't bad from Liquid. They control catwalk. You can watch long from here and set up for a retake, and then you have one player in the B bomb site just in case. Now, icing on the cake if
That's
they
a
get
nade.
1 kill in this cross. That's a pretty nice nade, yeah.
Molly just slowly plant as well.
Maybe like 7 damage and then 70 damage, 40 seconds up. They can't
They're
plant
gonna
just
smoke,
yet.
Then they're gonna be oh
Get a
no.
bit uncomfortable. It's planted good for long here. 2 CTs on cat. Retake for the B player. B player is just not sure because they don't see bomb, so that's going to delay things a little bit.
I don't think this is a
They've got the long flank, too.
They've
Because
got
of the
2
money,
ups.
they
They're
might. How good is the money? That's the question.
They really want this.
Nav could rebuy.
I think if
and
someone
drop,
from Liquid, if one player dies, they're going to give it up.
No, but look
if
at
Nitro doesn't get
the
anything-
flank here from Renegades from
Yeah, they got the
catwalk
long
here.
flank, so
The approach from Liquid is
Yeah,
gonna be slow.
they ain't saving even if they want to. But that's a kill from Naf. You don't want to take too long here. Oh my god. Jesus. Game sense kicks in. Oh, op shot kicks in. And that's okay. At least 1 kill, but
That's-
crazy that Naf came back to watch that. Was he gonna go save or?
No,
They
I
have
think
a
he-
lot
I
of
think
money.
he
He was just
that
like, yeah,
aware.
it's
They
about
have a lot
time.
of money, yeah.
Yeah. They got decent money. I think in a situation like that, when you're 3-on-4, you have 2 ops. What you do is you approach the situation really slow. You make it look like you're saving because it's just like, oh, maybe they're saving. They're not going to be able to win this round, so they're going to save their guns. So let's go chase and kill their guns and get them away. And if Liquid's able to get 2 kills out of that against Renegades pushing into them, then suddenly it's a winnable round.
Back to long once again. Dude, holy hell. Nitro had a really great half. He's 21-9 or 7 right now.
Yeah, he's been sick over towards that B bomb.
Yeah.
So he's seen a lot of action though with those
That's-
mid B splits.
That's the crazy part to me because it feels like it's been Renegades that have had really successful mid to Bs, but at least Nitro's been coming through. Stewie's died a couple times when he shouldn't have with on the rifle rounds before they even exec. Leash gets aggressive on Cat. That's always got to be so annoying, right? Because you're like, I hope I see a CT peeking over this railing, and then they still win the duel. Stewie trying to go for the continuation spray. He's not going to reload the Bombus, and that ends up being the right idea. He's going to hold strong with the few bullets he has left over, and he's chasing this one down with the USP as well. The get ID on the bomb, and now it's only on JKS in the last round of the half.
Kobe.
One thing that Liquid does really well is, so they had long control there, and they went to Cat as well. As soon as a Liege got that kill on Cat and said, hey, we're here, they instantly rotated and went straight to long. And then when Stewie made contact, because Renegades is like, oh, they're playing Cat, let's go out long, Stewie took contact, and yeah, there was a flashbang from Liquid to help Stewie right at the same time. So that's just like, that's team play right there. That's just like, every player needs to know what they need to do individually.
Their utility usage and their flashing for their teammates is the same. It's on par with the Stralis for sure. It's so good to watch them in like mid fights when that flash comes in. They do it. The most I notice it is on like their CT pistols. They always have some setup for someone to have a flash from a teammate.
What's the difference between Ghost and Liquid?
That was
That's
James
a real-
IRL, the coach of Ghosts.
I
who
mean,
scoffed at the question.
there's a lot of like asymmetry in the knowledge there, right? Because I don't know how they prepare individually as a group versus as a team. But in the past, even back before there was a lot of money in the game, the more people on your team that want to put their all into it always leads to the best outcome, in my opinion. Because the more everyone's super involved, the better everyone's going to be.
Sure.
Right? I could digest demos. Josh can digest demos and purvey information all day.
So you're saying
But if
being on the same
everyone's
page?
not... What?
So you're saying like being on the same
Just
page?
everyone going hard. Like,
Putting
that's
in
all it
equal
is.
effort and knowing what it takes to get to the top. But I think beyond that, it's like individually, I think people need to understand a game at a certain level, and then also, yes, getting on the same page is important, and I think that's through practice. You build chemistry, you talk about theory of stuff, and then you get on the same page that way. But when it comes down to a game, like, I bet you Stewie's not sitting there at long saying, they're coming long, flash for me. He's saying, I'm close, long barrel, one's long, and then someone else is coming and saying, oh, I'm coming to flash for you. Right? So individually, everyone knows, understand what's happening and how it's unfolding, and then they know what their next job is and what they need to do to help their team. So Nitro's not sitting there as their IGL saying, Elige, you got your kill on Cat, now fall back to long. Nitro's doing his own thing, taking care of his own shit, and Elige knows, like, I got my kill, I'm dipping out of here.
So that's not how we would describe like micromanagement.
it's just experience.
Right. Now that's
Different
Elige's
levels.
decision. Does he want to go back to Goose? Does he want to triple up long, expecting a long hit? Or is he going to go a CT spawn, assuming that it might be a mid to B quickly?
Well, this round's over.
And how much influence can you have as somebody who might know more than someone in a situation to teach them these things versus how much do you expect out of them to learn it? Oh, sorry.
Say that again.
I was
Yeah, you're gonna have to
wondering-
repeat yourself in a second.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
It's not me.
Pistol round. JKS gets a kill. This is kind of crazy how bare bones has this has become. 1v2, Stewie can get the bomb, no problem.
I'm amazed he has a chance.
He'll
at
jump
this.
up. Yeah, it's a. Did he get a? Oh, he just got the bomb. I thought he picked up a piece
No,
of
he doesn't
utility
have- he
there.
doesn't have
Low time.
There's no
13
time for
seconds.
this.
Yeah, he's made a little bit of noise for what it's worth. But he's gonna have to cross. It's gonna have to be a
Just
hero
his time
play.
if you do two taps a guy.
No, he's done.
It's just gotta keep running.
So what was the question?
The question was, how much responsibility and how much can you reliably do as somebody who might know more than one of your teammates to teach them things versus how much do they have to learn themselves?
I think part of it is like that ancient proverb, the leading the horse to water thing.
Yeah.
So, like, you can sit there and you can, like, explain things, you can talk about things, you can say, like, it's important to spend more time on reviewing your own gameplay and on, like, VOD review of practice games or matches than it is to spend time on aim. Like, obviously, aim practice is important, but if you're spending 3 hours on aim practice per day, you're going to find diminishing returns, and at some point, you just be better off doing 30 minutes of aim practice than 2.5 hours of, like, actual theory, understanding what's happening in the game. But then beyond that, it's like everyone's got like a different level of application. So they can know the theory behind things, but it's on them to be able to apply it themselves when it comes to the situation and just be able to recall that. And some people will say like, that's where experience comes into play. The more times you experience a situation, a scenario, you're going to be able to just have these reactions built in. But I think it's, I don't know.
It's a two-way street.
There's a lot of things that go into it.
You could teach them how to learn, but that's, but ultimately
You
they
can
still
even teach
have
them how to learn. You can suggest ways that they can learn by saying like these are different strategies that I use to get to where I am. This is what I did when I was getting into the game. I spent, I did a lot of VOD review and I did this and that, and we got on and we talked about general theory, and we, before practice we'd be like, oh, we're playing this bomb site together. Let's talk about like different setups, or like let's say
that kind of shit is like not. It's gone. It's a lost art.
It doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah, I know, it's very weird. Every time I talk to a player and they're not doing stuff like that, I'm just like, what are you?
Like that's
trying to be better. Like that's how you do it.
No,
that
but
was
they
like the
don't know.
norm
It's
back then.
because there's
They don't know.
the instant gratification of playing FPL
Yeah,
and scrims,
so
right?
that's what happens. A lot of the new players that are like bottom of Pro League or even getting to the top of Pro League now, they started by playing like pugs,
Yeah.
and then they got into like rank S and FPL type of
It
things.
never used to work that
and
way.
it's the way they got there was by playing shitloads of games and having really good mechanics. So they beat their opponents by just having really good aim and just out shooting them. But then when they get to a match where they have to play a good
a smart
team,
game, yeah.
a smart team that plays together well, that also has good aim, they just get beat around.
I can have a long conversation about this.
Yeah,
I
think
do
we all
agree.
could.
Yeah,
So-
So
I
before
absolutely
we do that,
yeah.
so
No,
for
that's what I'm
a
saying,
slight
like-
redirection here. They're low on nades. Is going cat viable? They
Yes.
have at least the smokes to do it.
It's scary because Renegades has 3A, they have a goose player, but it's going to be a spawn drop to mid to B,
Oh,
like what
okay.
Renegades did to
Yeah.
them last half, which is
that worked out flawlessly for them.
this is such an awesome strat. Like,
Okay,
this,
so let's see. Jacob just gotta go ape shit here. There's not gonna be room for that. And Elige making a case for the sig.
that's
Immediate
it.
save.
Oh my God, 3-piece. No, 2.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so but that's the B site.
Yep.
Immediate save.
Elige swears that like once people learn the spray, people are just gonna start buying the sig. He just thinks it's the future.
Yeah, it's. I think once
It's $50 more
I think it's
than the AK.
good. I think the longer range you are, the scarier it gets because it's just like really difficult to judge, and it would take a long time to actually practice that. But when you're closer range, down to the left doesn't seem that bad as a spray control.
And you can tap pretty quickly too.
Oh, you got
Yeah. Yeah, tapping's pretty good and accurate. The other thing about the younger players that are like really good with mechanics, they also learn because they come through pugs that they don't know like the small intricacies and nuances of communication and what it entails.
what it means.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
not like
know any of that.
it's just like one thing to say like I got B or something, or I'm watching mid versus I'm watching mid from X position. If they come long, I've got a flash for you or something, right?
that's
or if they
also-
come B, I can
don't-
flash
I
over
think
doors.
I don't think people realize fully that like communication in Counter-Strike is like a relationship. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you have
it
to
is.
also be
You
able
have
to
to
listen
listen.
and
Yeah,
process very
exactly.
quickly.
This is the one part of me like that gets me intrigued about coaching, because like this one particular thing of, and we used Ens as an example because Ens only has Alu as that experienced player and like 4 inexperienced, and then you have Twista as a coach. That's a lot of work for these two gentlemen, in Alu and Twista. It's a lot of patience too in teaching these kids into like how does it actually work in a team environment. And
Yeah.
if you look at it, like Ens, like when they first made a team, they weren't like performing all too well. You see the potential, but there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done here. You can say that about a lot of teams.
I think coaching would be so much fun. I've flirted with it a couple times, and it just seems like what a tough position.
it's
to be
really
in.
The thing is-
I feel like James can probably add some more to this field as well, but I feel like it's
there's
probably
just
very
there's so many weird positions
yeah,
to be in.
but
as
it's
a
probably
coach.
super rewarding too. Rewarding and
To a
also
degree.
to a
I
degree.
I think
James, you feel rewarded
the
this
players
weekend?
need to want it.
Yeah.
Though. the players need to want it. Though.
Yes,
They can't. You can't just be like, "Oh, these are young players. Let's get them a coach,
they need to
everything
respect
will
you.
be
They
good."
need to respect
They need
you
to
as
respect
well.
you,
Yep.
and they need to be willing to want to learn and
Yep.
know what it takes. And I think what a lot of the younger players have that are like 16, 17, 18, 19, like they're coming where they've been playing games their whole lives. They haven't been playing sports. Maybe they haven't had like real like job experience or anything like that. They haven't gone to university or college, moved out on their own. I think that plays a major thing. Just life experience in general is a major thing because, you know, how are you going to go and listen to someone, you know, explaining to you how to do this, like how to practice and how much time you should delegate to practice and going over things if you're just like, you know what, I don't want to listen to this guy or
Can I give them one of our main art, like back and forth?
Go for it.
So you're more of a hardliner than I am.
Yeah.
So I tend to look at like the fact that improvement is not a step function, but it's more of a gradual thing with humans, right? Because if you think about it, most people have played many thousands of hours of CS when they get to the level where they're receiving coaching, so their habits are ingrained. So if we're going to help fix somebody's comms, it's not going to be something where there's just night and day. They step function, improve it the next day. It's going to be a thing over time, and you see their value like other than that, and you're investing in their value other than that, and they're going to get it because you're going to keep talking about it every day.
But I also, to a degree,
Leech is so mad.
subscribe to the idea that you either have it or you don't.
Yeah,
I agree with
right?
that. I agree.
So if a player doesn't have it doesn't matter how gradual the progression is, how nice you are, and how like, you know, how much of like a nice positive environment it is. Some players just won't get to that
But that's
level
the thing.
at all.
You can say that about any sport.
Yeah.
Some people have it, some people don't.
Yeah.
because we're talking about elite
But it's like-
competition. We're
yeah,
talking
so
about
if we
the
wanted to-
1%.
If we want to talk about teams that have just made a team and stuck together and grinded to the top, how many teams can you think of at the top of your head? Ents?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
only
not a
one,
lot.
and that's recent.
And I could argue maybe VP back in the day. Like there's a like with the sense of like keeping
Like
the same.
like the 1.6 version of
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Astralis?
Oh, this is a
Astralis
winnable.
made changes. They had Fetish, then they had Kerrigan. They got
Yeah, but they made those changes
Kirby, they had
very
AZ.
gradually.
Yeah, but they still made the changes. Hence, they had like Alu was the only person that came in with experience. The rest of them grinded, right?
Well, they
So all of the
did
team-
replace an experienced player with an inexperienced player. I think, right? There was some
But-
swap in this.
But it was like a grind for all of them, right?
Yes, yep.
It wasn't like you had, like even with Astralis,
I've been
they
saying
made
that about the
changes.
NA scene for a while. Is like everyone, even when people were like hard criticizing the NA scene for not having enough top teams, I was always saying the fault lies in the second tier teams in NA because none of them have been able to depose anyone. Like how we never had a team come from like through MDL to take away like a pro league spot.
There
and
was
then
a
stick
Sword
it.
did that, right?
United.
Yeah, but there's so few teams over like the past 6 years that have been able to actually do that.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
an United roster tried to do that.
And then they all blow up as soon as they get into pro league.
Yeah, they
spend one
blow up.
season
I
there, get
hate that,
wrecked,
man.
and then they explode.
I'm like, just stay together. Even if you have a weak link, just you've got so much there that makes you special and unique, and you have so much farther to go as well. There was also all the Ignite guys, like Sick ended up on Rogue.
Complexity. now.
Vice is on Cloud9.
But
Paul
you
Newman
say-
got banned for selling his team. You know, it's like a lot of guys that just ended up splitting up.
You
for
say
different
that, and
reasons.
one of the things that happened with North America is that the old guard is just not there yet anymore. So like you guys kind of started off from scratch in that sense. So you're saying with
I mean, we started off from scratch in CS:GO outside of like
No, that's what I
outside
mean.
of two teams. There was nothing.
That's what I
no
mean.
heavy
I feel
experience.
like these guys, because it's just it's a completely new scene. They've never learned from the old guard like how it takes to become like a champion. on a
Oh,
team.
that's a shot you got to hit, man. Damn.
But
that-
it's more than that as well. It's like communication. I feel like is one of the biggest things in it, and I think that's just lacking these days. And I don't know why.
No, but because the problem is no one practices communication, right? Like no one actually knows how to practice it, and it's a really easy thing to do. No one does it because one, it's a pain in the ass, but two,
but it's so easy.
Dude, but you
Yeah,
guys, but
it
you,
is
okay,
very
but no,
easy.
but
So
some people
this-
cannot sing and dance.
this
dude.
is
I've had some teammates that just have so much trouble. Like
Do you want-
they swear up and down that they thought they said something, or they just like they didn't realize they had to communicate. And it's like no matter how many times you tell them, they just can't figure that out. They're just like
So
they
the-
don't understand the value
But
of like
unfortunately, then
transferring
this is not
information.
for you. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's where it comes
Fucking
back to.
get out of
You either
here.
got it or you don't,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm
where it
saying. Some
comes
people
to.
can't sing and dance.
Like
No,
you
but
could look
I
at
don't buy that.
So
Fuck that shit.
Okay, so you think they
you
can
could look
learn?
at sick.
You got voice activation.
Yeah,
these
that's what I'm
days.
saying. Like, you don't even have to push in a fucking button.
But you
Say
hear
something.
stories like Henny, how Steel has to stand behind him the entire
No, I
game
know.
to communicate for him.
I know, and that's the
Jesus.
thing. But I think it comes down to again of the thing of like, and again, you can keep on like drilling into these guys. So you have to. I think another example is Skadoodle in this situation of like I feel like we've heard even back in the day of
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know how he got away with that. For
No,
some
right.
reason.
Skadoodle was Operas in
There's
general.
a round that haunts me still.
Right? Is it new?
It was the nuke round
go
against
lower.
Fnatic,
To
and
go
they
lower.
went lower. And
Yeah,
he
it's
was
Doodles
garage.
in Big Garage.
Didn't say it. They plant the bomb, and we're like,
No one knows.
5v5.
This is the round I was referring to.
Yeah,
the
that's the
same
one,
fucking
yeah.
round. But it like we've heard this before. That's like and again, there's not a jab to schedule in general, right? But like because he did work on it, right? But in the beginning, like there was like not a lot of calls.
Dude, I was watching his stream today. He was playing Apex and he was making calls. I'm like, damn,
No,
like
I
this
know,
is a
yeah.
new player.
Absolutely.
Can I get an Askadoodle?
Maybe he just didn't like you guys.
Maybe, I don't know.
But again, like we use schedule as example. There's more people that we can use as that example. But I think that he was a really good example for like the audience, probably because they probably were very much aware of.
No,
you know,
there's innumerable examples of that.
Another
Yeah,
example I would
absolutely.
use is Shroud.
Absolutely.
Like that guy's mechanics are
Crazy,
insane.
Yeah.
But like as a player on C9, it's like, the performance and everything, the results were just lackluster.
And
at
imagine
best.
when you have both of them.
Yeah, they had both.
You
It's
know,
like you have these
I
people
don't know.
that are
Comms might have been a little bit calmer with only 3 people talking.
Oh yeah, I'm
Might have been a little bit more relaxed.
See the thing,
That
like
also helps,
my
but-
theory is like you need minimum 3 people calming heavy. on the team.
Also depends what sites. Like, I remember a complaint about Shroud was like he would play some small sites. Like he played B Mirage by himself, and so sometimes like I was told from one of his teammates to be like, we didn't hear anything for 4 rounds. We didn't know what was going on in the B site at all. And if you're playing that spot, you're the only one who could say anything. So if you're not used to calming or you don't do it, then
Liquid has just started to turn on the pugs.
they are.
Stewie especially.
Yeah, let's get back
Stewie's,
into
I
this.
think,
He
I
must
think
have-
there was a small gap. In the
Okay.
smoke.
Yeah, oh,
Stewie's
that's
just
it.
getting to a point and scoping up with the op.
Or he just guessed and shot.
No, he definitely saw that one.
That's.
You know what? Maybe he's cheating.
Maybe he's cheating.
Have
That
you ever
could be it.
considered that?
I hope that the
A number of times,
conversation-
actually.
Did you see how he flicked his mouse up after that? Yeah,
That's-
definite indication that he's cheating.
Yeah,
so.
That's because he got OCD. He has to do that. He always does this little.
No,
like,
I don't think it's
jab
OCD.
upward.
There's a lot of players that do it, and I don't think it's OCD. I think the reason is that
It's
they
the new
wanna-
aimbot.
No, they want to stay. I think it's
Gotta
something to
turn-
do with
flick
like
it on.
staying focused.
Wait, this
in
can
the
get
game.
interesting.
No,
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
gonna
they're
get
saving.
interesting.
They're
Calm
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Jesus
it's a
Christ,
3-on-3 and the
relax.
bomb just got
Jason,
planted.
oh
Now
my
listen, they're
God!
already
You're trying to
saving.
build this
So
up.
they
You're trying to be a good caster.
they did not plan on purpose because they knew they were saving, so they stopped the
It's called
plan.
the Brazil chase.
Yeah, and then it could get interesting. Hence what I said.
I-
It could get interesting.
I will say this
It's
though.
not a definite.
If this gets interesting, I'll wear a dress.
It's the Brazil chase. You get into position knowing that they're saving. You get as close as possible. You plant the bomb so you have maximum time to chase and kill the weapons.
I hope that the conversation we had, at least, we lost 5 rounds, but I hope that the conversation was educational.
Wait, we
for
didn't
the
pause the
No,
game.
audience.
I was
Why didn't we pause
watching-
the game while we were talking?
No, for the
No, I
audience.
was watching.
because
We
were
didn't
not
really,
talking about
we didn't
the
miss a whole
game.
lot, to be honest. It was a
I
good
am-
conversation.
Listen, guys.
Caster, stop yell.
Yeah, we're not arguing here. We're not fighting. There's no punches being thrown.
Nitro's about
Yes.
to get a 30.
The dirty 30
Must be nice.
must be nice.
Get that man some tequila shots.
It'd be a
Oh,
critical.
maybe later.
Be a critical 30 too. I mean, if he didn't have that performance in the first half.
What's the
then
record of most kills not overtime?
I think it was config versus. It was config on
Was it
overpass
VP?
versus Cole, and he got like 46 kills. No, it was an official. He got over 40 kills. If I'm
Not
not
overtime?
mistaken,
I don't remember
I'll
that
have to
game.
look it up.
What was the score?
There
Do
was
you remember?
before that. It was
Wasn't it? Wait, wasn't it? Oh no. Well, World Edit had the pretty
World
crazy
Edit
one
had
against
that on
Echo
Train,
Fox.
but-
Yeah, on Train.
yeah. That was,
Config had the VP one on Cobble in Atlanta, but I think that was just a half.
okay. There's one he got on.
They
Are
had
we
like a
talking about
13
LAN as well or online?
LAN.
Okay, let me see.
We don't ever talk about online.
Online doesn't
these
count.
things.
Okay. Jason, take it away. I'm gonna find this kill record.
Back to you in the studio.
Well, Liquid have long control.
Stewie's gotten about, I think, 3 opening kills in the last like 5 rounds I've been watching, at least. And you might as well just creep up long at this point. They're being so passive about this too. Like this can bait out so much counter utility. They can be so cautious. Yeah, like look
Okay,
at the way
yeah.
it's gonna buy it.
That was 47 kills in the DreamHack Marseille qualifier, so it wasn't on LAN. But yeah, that's still pretty nice. Counts for something, okay?
It was so good by Liquid.
Oh.
Every part of this round, just like sitting in pit and waiting for Renegades to get a little curious to peek towards like pit. Like, oh, I got an op on A side. I'll just peek to pit, whatever. And Liquid's just holding for that.
Do you get jealous?
You can hear the envy. Yeah, just like they're doing everything so beautifully, you know? I wish this would be CS when our team played.
Whatever.
Oh, wow. He didn't even land yet.
Josh, how's my boy Kusta doing over there? You treating him well?
I think he was watching this. He sent me a message on WhatsApp.
Saying what? Tell Jason to shut the fuck up, is what he said? Tell Daddy to shut up?
He'd never say that.
No, he'd never say
Never
that,
say
actually.
that.
Tell Daddy I said hi is probably more of a more proper response.
Yeah.
Zaddy.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh,
I-
damn. Okay, none of that.
No, anyways, no.
None of that. All right.
No, it was about the conversation we were having when James was here as well.
Oh, okay. So what did Kusa have to say about that?
And I
he
swear
said
to
you guys
God,
are
if you
hav-
air my dirty laundry, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, he says, oh, no, he didn't message anything right now. Oh, shit.
Okay.
No, I got something else.
All right. Well,
All right, we're on hold.
There's
it'll
a
be
lot
an,
of
it'll be an
drama
eco
here.
next round. Nitro here quite low, and TL looked like they were about to make a move, but they fall back from the pounce. Nitro still in lower with 12 HP, obviously the MVP of the game so far. And now Liquid move back to, they've got their sights on long. Once again, late long's always nice, obviously. You run in right at the beginning of the round. It could be a huge setup with Molotovs and nades coming your way. You come in a little bit later, and there might be all but one CT and Pit waiting for a flash. So here, they're going to have less than that. It's simply Naf coming out alone. That's crazy. He peeks out before the flash, has that drilled down to a science. That was nice. It was so he could turn on the door as well as have the flash pop behind him. Good timing on that. But, yeah, they get in Pit safely. So it's just like, yeah, just in case I was going to get knifed, I'm going to check it now. And the CTs have congregated into the spawn. They're working up from kind of very passive positions. Not a great setup so far, but JKS has an op at least, so we know that a smoke can go down on default to be used as a one-way to defend against ramp, but they're crossing quick. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're totally prepared for this. The AUG is going to go to town, it looks like, and an op shot gets missed. JKS needs to deliver at least one more to put a consistent hold in here. It's 3v2. Naf is coming up the ramp next. The bomb is going to be picked up. 20 seconds left. And there's a player at elbow as well as JKS, the looming threat. He's got his attention taken away. Mushroom Hat pops up and gets knocked down. There's only going to be one more in Liaz, and he has nothing to do but wait. They can plant. They need to plant, actually. 5 seconds, 4, and the
He
bomb
just
will
barely
finally
got it
go
in time, I
down. And
think.
Liaz is just hoping to hell that they don't get it off, but they do.
That was really close. I like how Liquid had 2 different paces on their long play that they did, like, basically 2 rounds in a row. The first time they did it, they got a pick off on Renegades early. They did the smokes. They just waited. Renegades got a little curious. They walk push to the smoke. Liquid's waiting for it, gets a kill. And then this time, what Liquid does is they do the double cross smoke, but instantly they molly the site, flash over, and cross with it. Nice little change of pace on the same basic
Just
concept
slight
and idea.
nuance.
Yeah.
It's tatters. It's obviously
It's shotgun time, baby.
It could be the shotgun time. Could be the last
Oh,
round.
yes.
Jacob
with
could
the
go down.
shotgun.
No! Give the round to the fire. He's looking for the spray. Oh my God! He kills himself in his own molly. It's an actual 1G for Twitch Chat, who usually get that wrong. This time they can really spam it and mean it. It's 2 Ts left for Liquid. They're pushing. It's just one pushing in alone. Nitro has the bomb left at fence. There's one sitting behind big box. You can hear the chat spam going off between 2 teams. It's convivial around here for the Renegades. They're going to be happy to have shut that one down.
Trying to do the uppercut B rush to close a map.
It's a bit
Ballsy.
cocky.
That's
Ballsy.
That's a G2.
arrogance.
It's a classical. Let's just close out the game. They don't have a lot of utility, just rush B.
One of the things is, though, Liquid's been going primarily through long and or cat, and not so much through B. Like, they did a B split one of the rounds. They haven't shown a B rush yet, and then they figured, you know what, we've got some rounds to play with. They're going to be low buy. Maybe they don't have
Why
enough
not?
utility to stop the B rush. Let's try it.
You know what?
And then the other thing is, Renegades is like, well, you know, like, they might be thinking Renegades might start 4A. Liquid hasn't come B fast
That's
yet.
what I mean. It's always a gamble, right? Like it
Yeah.
could work. It just could just work out.
If Renegades played 4A, Liquid would look like geniuses, right?
Oh, it's fast long this time, actually. So they're not delaying like they typically have been. Molotov's going to land at the feet of them as they come out in droves. 3 Ts out, and they'll settle now. No one's actually crossed a pit. Is that a loss for Renegades? Are they hoping to at least get one there, or what's the adjustment
No,
now?
they-
So obviously they have
Renegades abandoned long completely. They didn't want to fight it and risk losing the game based off just that fight at long. And what Liquid did was they had a lot of flashes coming in late. So as they were already out, more flashes kept staggering in. So if Renegades stayed to fight, they'd get destroyed. Right now, Liquid's out of flashes because of it, but they have full long control.
So
And
but
Renegades is backed up to Cat.
So Liquid know they had a 3 long setup for a moment because of the initial nades. So they
This is
they realized the aggressive cat setup's coming out, but it's actually just a fake, a big ruse. The
Yep.
double cross smokes, the double Molotovs, and 3
Renegades
Ts
bit.
are moving into B. And Elige will look for a kill. These 2 kills could matter, though, even if they don't get him, and the B player hasn't been pulled out quite yet. Jacob, oh my god, he'll have a chance.
Space.
That's 2 in. It's 4-2. They can get the bomb down. They have 2 Molotovs to work with. They're going to use one nice and early, and Twist will get into a very powerful position. He knows he has to frag, and he does get the first kill. It's only 2v3 now in what could be, again, the last round of the game.
Retaking B sucks so much, even
So
in
smart from
4-on-2.
Twist here, too. Completely rotating back to back aside instead.
Yeah, now they're just scared to go tunnels, and Naf is going to be the one on patrol between these 2 spots. He's going to keep an eye on it as Twist holds his back from the window. He'll look for that fight. He gets one. It'll have to come down to a 1v2, and the spray goes
That's where you need the AK, right?
Yeah, that's what I
God
don't
damn it,
want to
Elige!
say.
I told you to drop me an AK, not
Yeah.
Krieg.
And he started, and he started shooting that in the window too. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
That's
boy.
a great call by Twist there, though.
I think it was a good idea by Liquid, and I think if one of the 2 long players, who was it? Not Nitro, it was Stewie plus
Elige.
If one of them got a kill, I think that could have
That-
been the difference.
Do you
That
think
comp
what
didn't-
do you feel about the setup for the in the 2v3, where you had Naf backside at K-Sharp, and then
It's fine. I think Twist got baited out by that initial shoulder peek out window, which kind of
Yeah.
screwed things up.
If Twist gets that kill right away, I think it's
Yeah.
a different story. I don't really know if Naf had a better position to play. I also think that if he didn't whiff his initial shot, it would have been a different story.
I was honestly
thinking
kind
he
of
goes big box because Twist got that kill into lower, so they're like, all right, well, we know for a while.
I was
that-
kind of amazed that Naf was even looking at tunnels because
Yeah.
Twist got that kill so deep. He
Yeah.
should have been able to calm that no one else was coming that direction, right?
Not at least that quick.
Yeah. But the Renegades take a sigh of relief, at least. Reverse
Jack in
Molotov
that
to the
one.
Door. Smooya's gonna try to make a case for them on Cat. Leg shot. It's not enough. Twist is in dangerous territory. Does this change how he plays Cat? Because if they're gonna go do the regular stuff,
How
they
Smooya
know,
plays it?
you know how Twist does because he knows like a lot of nades might come his way.
Maybe that's not a bad point, because I know that Liquid is a team that would like to just drop nades on you, HEs on you, right? So to expect it from another team wouldn't be out of the question.
It'll change the way they hit this, I would imagine. He's either going to go first or last, right? Either
Yeah.
turns into the lurker or the bait. And
that's
now JKS is...
That's enormous. This is so
Les
tough for
screwed.
him. Yeah, he can try to squeeze, but he's going into so many. Man, that's tough. That's a 1-for-1. I mean, this could be all she wrote. Naf here has the opportunity to pull off one of the most juicy lurks of all time, and he doesn't finish his
He's
food
fine.
off.
They
It's
got one
actually
coming from mid.
2v2. They've got even health, but
Oh,
there's the
that's
first
over.
one out,
Yeah.
and it's going to be an easy one shot for Nitro to take it over the line into his 30-kill game. So there he is. the
He got
30.
there.
Yeah, he got there in the end.
Nice.
30, 15.
2-0 for Liquid, and so it's probably better for the narrative of the day that Liquid win this, because if Renegades had won this, then Liquid would be in a terrible position because they've got to play 2 more maps that might not matter. So now we have to look at if they can beat NRG 2-0.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's the
think-
next thing.
Isn't
but-
Liquid through no matter
Yeah,
what now?
Liquid's through.
No, but
'Cause
now
Ren-
it's for who they play, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's for
yeah.
Yeah,
seeding
now
purposes.
it comes down to all who they play. I'm not sure if this it matters in terms of placings, because if Liquid goes 2-0 next series, they're second.
Wait, who,
Second. Oh, okay.
who would Liquid rather play, though?
That's
a
what I
good
mean.
question.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like it comes
Like, do
down
they
to
care?
Yeah,
like, who
because
they'd
best
rather
seed
play.
is best seed is Vitality.
Now
so
you're getting
Yes.
into the spicy stuff.
that's
Yeah.
an interesting one. Who would you
But-
rather play?
Out of Vitality,
Ents,
Ents, or
NRG.
NRG? Well, we took a map off Ents.
If you were Liquid.
I'm not going to lie. If I was Liquid, I think I'd rather play Vitality. I'd rather just say,
Over
let's
Ents.
put to the test your form at
I
this
think,
event.
yeah, I'd
Regional
I'd go for
matchups,
that. No, I would do
regional
that as well.
matchups
I
are
think-
kind
I
of
think-
funky.
Yeah, I think Vitality would be a good shot. I think the way that Liquid played, I feel like it was a write-off almost, the way that they played against Vitality the first time. And I think they would be looking for that rematch
For
specifically.
revenge.
They definitely look
Yeah.
a lot better today.
Yeah.
Better than they did yesterday, that's for sure. So that could be something. We should take a look at the standings just to
Yeah,
get a quick
again
update.
here, just to see.
Because oh, cool. We'll get.
Oh, we're getting some Liquid. Yeah, we got
hey,
Twist here.
There he is.
Nice, dude.
Join the couch. Just tell Jason to fuck off here a little bit.
Have a lot of
As per
hours on the
usual.
couch now.
You know, why not?
Yeah, you're clocking him in.
Yeah, you've been here for a while. You might as well just take my job here at this point.
First of all, nice job. Congrats on the 2 wins.
Yeah, why not?
Before we talk about standings at all, who would you rather play in the finals?
Vitality.
In the
Vitality
finals
in
or the semifinals?
Yes.
Semis or the finals?
Finals.
Finals.
Oh.
Either
Well-
one, Matt. I mean, either one.
So-
Just like
so
to play
then-
them.
Why?
Revenge.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. There
it
we go.
is. He's got
Well,
an axe
well,
to grind.
matters.
let's put to that first then. Let's talk about the game first, and let's ask about it, because I know that I'm not sure if you've done any calculations of your next series of like where you currently are in the standings. because this next series do matter. When you did say like we want to play Vitality in the final, for example, technically
They can also threaten Energy's spot in
that's,
semis, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like your next game matters on who you're playing in the semifinal.
Can we just quickly pull up
Oh.
the standings while we talk about this? Because I'd like to know if NRG still have a chance to get knocked out of semis.
Let's all work together to
No,
find
but-
the best
no.
way for Liquid to rig their semifinal.
No,
I
I mean
Renegades and us are
Well, it's
clear cut bottom.
It'd be
Yeah. No, we are 100%.
We're done. We're
the
done.
top
Oh,
score
right.
is
So
100%.
they're good. Yeah. So they're good no matter what. It's just what the matchups are for the semis.
So look at-
those 4 teams are.
Look at it
confirmed.
right now, right? And I'm not sure if this is true, but if you look at it, Team Vitality would be playing Team Liquid in semifinal. But if Liquid now beats Energy Esports and goes second, now we would have a Vitality Liquid potential final.
Yeah.
And then Vitality would then play Energy for semifinal, and then Liquid would then play second semifinal.
There you go.
Right? Does that sound fair? Would you? So then you're sitting in here with a situation of potentially playing ENCE tomorrow in a semifinal.
Okay.
You're fine with that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, no, they're
Okay.
not playing either way.
So speaking about the game,
Yeah.
let's talk about the game a little bit. How do you feel like this has gone as expected? 2-0, quick and easy. Just get it fucking over with, and let's just finish the day. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. After
Alright.
Nuke, I think they're just playing to ruin our event.
Basically,
And,
yeah. I mean, they still had some stuff to play for, right? They $1,500 per win.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe just want to take a
Nuke
map
was really
off.
good. I have a question about the rotations.
You didn't know about
Yeah,
that shit, did you? You didn't know about that $1,500, did you?
You saw his face, like, what do you mean?
Wait, what?
You get $1,500 for map win in
Yeah.
the group stage.
Yeah, you win.
Here?
Money. Yeah, every single
Dude,
time.
I didn't even know that either. Don't worry.
No.
I was asked that. They asked me that, and I was like, "What the?"
Well, now we know. All right.
Now
No.
that 14-7 lead that we had against Vitality.
Yep.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Not only could we
$1,500
be,
money.
not only could we be in the
Sweet.
semis, but
Could call that a $1,500 lead.
wow.
On the,
Wow,
on the, for the
damn.
way to
rota-
make him feel shitty, man.
for the rotations for the rotations on your CT side. I felt like Renegades were doing a good job on T side, like keeping you on your feet, but you guys were always rotating down into lower really quickly. Something you talked about? Did you have like tells on a lot of those rounds? I know you're not directly responsible with getting down fast.
Well, I mean, before that, I'm pretty sure we talked about how they like to get down lower fast,
Okay.
and they usually commit with the wall smokes.
Yeah.
So
You're pretty
and-
sure you talked about it, or
I'm pretty sure. I'm actually, my mind's like all over the place today for
Okay.
some reason. Pretty fogged out right now.
yeah.
But yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not like responsible for any of the rotations. I'm just the A anchor. But it's just kind of based on like what Nitro and like Elish feel. So, and I think Elish started lower a lot.
Yeah.
In this game, he went secret a lot.
Yeah, he's going secret a lot. Yeah. he's
Yeah.
going
So
lower.
I think that's just how like sometimes we go into the game, but we don't really talk about like where we're gonna like start off, or if he's gonna play lower a lot. It kind of just like goes with the flow of the game.
so you would basically say like let's let them like make them we'll adapt to them. We'll see what they show us, and then we'll go off that, as opposed to let's go off of what they've done in other games, or let's go off feeling.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
Okay.
for us, it's like if someone gets down vent or like makes it a lure, it's not that big of a deal because like
Yeah.
you know he's just there, and like we know he's there. We don't have to like attack him or anything.
Right.
We just have to focus on where the other people are coming from.
Yeah.
You know?
So unless they do like wall smokes and send the other 4 down as well, then it's like, okay, now it's a problem. But until they do it, it's like, let's not let it distract us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Did you?
What happened the other day against Vitality? Was that just off day? I saw you guys, because you had the ECS match as well, and I saw Leash tweeted, bad day from everyone or just an off day.
Yeah, we had a pretty shitty day to be honest.
Did
Very
you feel
slow
like you were
start.
getting outplayed tactically, or was it more just like losing fights? Or?
I guess on Mirage, like both the Mirage games that day, we felt like we got outplayed tactically. But the
Yeah.
other games were just like I feel like we pretty much just lost to like ourselves, or like didn't put up a good fight. So
And then Dust 2, do you think that was like your best Dust 2? Or what were some problems that you'd say?
versus
like,
Ents?
Yeah, no, just now.
Oh,
Yeah, versus Renegades.
I mean they weren't probably playing how they would usually play. So I mean they have a stand-in and
You guys
they're out of the
broke-
event.
You guys broke into pug status there towards the end, didn't you?
Yeah, we're just having fun. I don't know. They like ran the B, left me in 1v4, and they were just like, okay, here's your test. And I get-
Here's your test, like you're on trial or something.
Playing
Yeah.
Gladiator. The classic
Get left
games.
alone.
Ooh, actually,
That's a
good.
fun game.
that's
isn't
what you
it?
guys should have done. Send one guy out of spawn. He tries to
time.
1v5. If he dies, you send the next one out.
yeah,
That's the next game.
Yeah,
and then
maybe
that's
next
how
year.
That's the
uh,
next one. Oh, that's against
Maybe do
NRG.
that in the
and that's
finals.
how
I bet they'll do it against you guys too. NRG. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how the liquid start happens.
I was gonna say it
Insane.
depends. Maybe Energy has someone that they want to play against too, and there. I was gonna say a word here that I'm not gonna use on this
Good.
couch.
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Um,
Glad that you have a
but-
feature.
but-
I only
Finally.
wonder what that word would be.
but it wasn't even supposed to be offensive. But they might have an idea here of like like Twist was saying, we want to play against Vitality in the final, which means that they're okay with playing ENCE in the semi.
So the team that has Vitality has the highest seed, so ENCE has the lowest seed, right? Right now,
There's
if
3 teams tied at 5 right now.
there's 3 teams tied at 5, so if Liquid and NRG split maps 1-1, then they would play each other in the semis.
Yeah.
So
It would appear
one
so.
of the teams would, so they would have to go 2-0
Unless there's-
either way
Yes.
for them to not see each other in the semis.
Yes. Exactly. So look at this. We can't. We
I'm
can't
not going to
do
commit
that.
to
I
that,
was
but
gonna
it
say.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Either way,
prepared
we
to
just
do
want to
that.
play Vitality.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever.
Cool.
You know, we'll see what happens.
Okay, I mean,
Any closing
you're-
thoughts from you, Twist? Do you want to say something? No, we're good.
I
Let's
got
throw it to
nothing.
commercial.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's
let's
go
have
come
some
shoot
food.
some
We'll be
basketball.
right back. He's
Yeah.
gotta take a
Well,
break.
he's
gonna
playing
play
the next
My
game,
hands
man,
are fragile right now.
That's fair.
Okay.
Can't risk anything.
Yeah, he's got to play the next match, so we'll be right back. 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere.